Hey, what is up guys? Welcome back to another video. My name is Smurfy and today we are playing Modern. So everyone complains about the deck Scam and they generally will say that the turn 1 Scam Fury or Scam Grief is basically just a free win. So if your opponent starts off with in their hand, it's very, very difficult to beat. And hearing everyone complain about this, I thought to myself, well, if that's the case, why do people play all the other cards that go around the deck and why don't they just go all in on the Scam? And there's obviously a reason for it, but I want to find out that reason. So I've not played Scam before, but I want to double down on Scam and see what the most consistent version of it looks like, where you are just all in on the turn 1. Don't worry about top decking a Seasoned Pyromancer or a Fable of the Mirror Breaker or anything like that. I just want to go turn 1 Scam every single game and see if that is enough to beat decks in Modern. So what you have in front of you is the absolute monstrosity that is what I have come up with. So Faint Death is pretty much the premier version of bringing back your Scam creature, as well as Undying Malice. Both bring your creature back with a 1/1 counter. Well, there are actually more options available, so what we're doing is we're playing all of them. If you want to bring back your Fury or your Grief on turn 1, well, the more copies that you have of a card to bring it back, the more chances you're going to be able to do that on turn 1. So we are playing the full 16 ways to bring back your creature on turn 1. And then obviously we're playing 4 Fury and 4 Grief. And then to get even more all in, we are playing 4 Serum Powder. If you're not familiar with this card, it's basically, if it's in your opening hand, you can just exile your hand and draw a new one. So it's kind of like a free mulligan, but the key part of it is that you exile your hand so it doesn't go back into your deck. So if our opening hand doesn't have a Grief or a Fury in, you can Serum Powder, get a new mulligan, but it also means that you're more likely to draw another Elemental because there's actually only 53 cards in your deck, not 60 as normal. So I thought Serum Powder is really, really sweet. I want to see if that can help us increase our Scam turn 1 consistency. And then on top of that, I do know that everyone plays like around about, I think, 20 lands in Scam, but I think that you're probably better off using these shock, like dual face cards if you really, really want to Scam on turn 1. So we do not care about life total at all. This is just purely an experiment to see how consistently you can turn 1 Scam, and more importantly, how often can you win off just scamming your opponent. This isn't trying to get the most value. This isn't a mid-range deck. This is turn 1 Grief or Fury, can you beat it? So in that situation, I think it's best to just play the full 8 of both of the dual face lands. They always come in untapped, but they both pitch to Fury and Grief. So again, more and more cards to pitch to your spells, but also they are lands. So it kind of just doubles up. It just means your mulligans are consistent. And then to get even more consistent, we're obviously going to need some red and black cards. You want as many red and black cards together as you possibly can get, because then they can pitch to both. Sometimes you have a Grief and you won't have enough black cards, and vice versa with Fury. So I wanted to play lots of cards which are both colours. We're playing the full 4 Terminate, clears a blocker, but it counts for both red and black. And then I was looking through all the red and black creatures and spells and whatever, and I wanted to find something that helps us speed up our clock. And what I come to the conclusion of is I want to try out Rakdos Headliner. So it's a red and a black for a 3/3 with haste, echo, discard a card. Well, we're all in on the Scam anyway, so we don't really care if we discard a card. So I thought Rakdos Headliner, most of the time it's just going to be pitched to Fury and Grief, but sometimes you're going to go turn 1 Fury and a turn 2 Headliner, and you are just going to kill your opponent by turn 3. So I decided that I wanted to have my red and black cards. If they can't increase the combo, then I want to make it so that it can increase my clock. So we're playing 4 Rakdos Headliner just to get our opponent dead. And that is where I also came across the card Riot Spikes. This was actually around when I first started playing Magic, and it's just a red or a black mana, give a creature +2, -1. So you just stick on a Fury, and all of a sudden your Fury can hit for 6, double strike. So now you're hitting the opponent for 12, which again is just another way to get a turn 3 kill. And obviously this is a horrendous card. It does technically kill Ragavan and the Delight Halfling. but I just wanted another way to kill our opponent as quickly as possible, and that just counts as both pitch cards and sometimes will allow us to kill our opponent in a turn quicker. So that is the deck. It's an absolute pile. It's not very good, but it is a good thought experiment. Does turn 1 Grief or Fury actually win the game, or does it just put your opponent really, really far ahead and they still need other cards to win? Because this deck doesn't do anything else. We're not following up our Fury with a Thoughtseize or a Fatal Push. We're pretty much just going to Fury or Grief our opponent, and that's it. And I want to know if that does enough, because I don't actually think it does. I'm pretty sure that the Grief and the Fury are really bad, feel bad moments for your opponent, because they think, oh, now I don't have anything to do. But there's still plenty of ways to answer them. But let's find out. We will go ahead and go first. And fingers crossed, we're going to have a turn 1 scam of some sort. Well, that's a turn 1 Fury. We'll go ahead and keep. So we'll lead off with Swamp, Evoke, discarding the Terminate, and put these on the stack. It doesn't really matter which order. Put the counter on it, and hope our opponent cannot beat that. Oh, we have to put this on the stack with no targets. Weird, but okay. And this also now means that we can go from 4, 6, 8. So we can attack our opponent for 16 this turn. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to play Stamina. Oh my god, our opponent's played a Darcy. So they fetched and shocked. They've gone ahead and played a Bauble. You got it. They're looking at our top deck. So I assume they're not going to block here. So I think we're going to shock this in, and we'll go 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we'll just whack them. Yeah. Actually, we should probably keep 4. Actually, I think we're going to keep these up just in case our opponent has a Terminate. Actually, no, we'll use 1. We'll use 1 just to mean that next turn we can kill them with it without having to do anything. So we're going to hit our opponent here for 12, putting them down to just 5. It was tempting here to just use the other one, so they can't use fetch lands and shock lands, but I'd rather keep it, because then if they have a Terminate, we just lose. So don't really want to lose that way. Okay, so our opponent fetches here. And what are they going to do? Oh my god, they're on Death Shadow. Okay. Well, I'm very glad we didn't do anything there then. Okay, sure. So they've got double Darcy and a Death Shadow. We're going to go ahead and take 1 here. Take 1 to the dome, which is fine. And if we can draw something to interact with this Death Shadow, if not, we can just use Supernatural Stamina. Oh, we've got another Faint Death. Okay. So 4 goes up to 6. Hit this with first. I guess it's just going to trade. Which is fine, I guess. So we're going to swing in here. They're just going to block with the Death Shadow. Really wish we didn't use the Stamina last turn now. I guess we just use Faint Death again, right? Oh no, we can't currently. We have to use the Supernatural Stamina. That way they will trade, but it only comes back as a 3/3. But that's not the end of the world. We'll get to finish off one of these. Sadly, we can't kill both. And we'll pass the turn back. Wait, is there a way that we could have done that? What if we did 3 on this, 1 on 1? Well, they bolt it. They're bolting our Fury. Well, that's not very nice. I completely appreciate our opponent obviously trying to bolt it there. But unfortunately for them, we have the fourth, the fourth way to bring it back, which is ridiculous, and our opponent concedes. Sweet. There you go, guys. All you need is 4 ways to bring back a Fury. Alright, let's send it back. That very easily could have gone very poorly just because of that Death Shadow. So I think we've now learned that we want to keep our pump spells for right at the end, because I do not want to make our opponent have a 9/9. And what do we got? Well, there's no pitch elemental there, so I guess we send it back. And this hand looks great, we'll go ahead and keep. So what have we got? Turn 1, Blackleaf Cliffs. I think we want to go with Grief first, so that's 1, 2... I think we can just get rid of this. No, I think we actually get rid of the land here. Yeah, we'll go ahead and get rid of the land. That means that turn 1 we can double Grief them, and then turn 2 we can scam with Fury as well. Just really have to hope our opponent does not have a Thoughtseize. Okay, just a little Darcy, that's fine. This hand is the most hateful hand I think I've ever had in Modern. Alright, so we'll go Blackleaf Cliffs. We want to use Faint Death. Faint Death is definitely better here. So cast this by exiling a card. We'll go for the land. And then with this on the stack, we will Faint Death. Have a little look, see what our opponent has got. They're probably thinking, how the hell have they got Scam again? Alright, so they got a Terminate, Unholy Heat, Bolt. Well, we didn't really have much of a choice. I think we just have to go for the Terminate and the Bolt. Oh no, they don't have another land. Alright, well, we'll go for the Bolt first. And yeah, I think we want to just go for the Terminate. How close are they? They've only got land and instant, so yeah, Terminate is good to go. Unholy Heat's not going to kill anything just yet. See if our opponent can beat a turn 1 Grief and then a turn 2 Fury, just to rub it in a little bit more. They happen to top deck the land, which is really good for them. So what do we know they've got? Deathrite Shaman, Unlicensed Hearse, Unholy Heat, I think. Yeah. So they're going to bop us here for 1. And I really hope they don't play the Hearse. I'm pretty sure they will play the Hearse. Yeah. Okay, that's slightly annoying. It means we don't get to turn 2. We don't get to bring back this Fury. Oh, we've drawn another pitch elemental. So we can just... What have they got in hand again? Unholy Heat and a Deathrite Shaman. No, sorry, not definitely not a Deathrite Shaman, a Death Shadow. So we can we're obviously going to swing in for 4. If we pitch the Fury, our opponent can exile it. Same with the Grief. So I think we're going to have to just use the Fury as a removal spell in a bit. And, I don't know, maybe they'll draw removal and they'll use that on this or something. We'll have to wait and see. So we get to swing in our opponent here for 4. Is it worth just griefing them? Probably not. No, I don't think it is. If our opponent plays their their Death Shadow, then it's only going to be a 3/3, which means we can just Fury, kill both, and... Oh, okay, now it's no longer going to be a 3/3. Well, it is a 3/3, but they've got Delta, so it's not going to stay like that. Alright, so I think what we're going to do is offer the trade and then Faint Death it, and then if they do anything, that's fine. But yeah, I think we definitely just want to offer the trade here. Wait, is it better just to Fury? Yeah, we probably should have Furied actually. That's fine, we'll see what happens. Okay, so... Oh no, that was a big mistake because they're going to fetch with the Delta, which I literally just spoke about. So if we put this first, they then have to shock as well. And then we can use the Fury to clear up. Yeah, that seems fine. So if we use this on, use the Faint Death, they'll then try and get it. They'll then use the Hearse to get rid of it, and then we can use the Fury and Valak. No, we don't have a second black source, unless we use this. Okay, there's not really any way around it. Well, we're just going to have to do this, I think. Yeah, I think I butchered that a little bit, but that's okay. So now Grief is going to try and come back, but obviously the Hearse will get rid of it. Yeah, that's fine. And now we can go to main phase 2. Pitch the land to Fury. Doesn't really matter what order these go in. We just need to do 1 damage and 2. I think we'll do it like that just in case anything could go wrong. I can't see any way they could pay an extra life, but I'd rather not find out. And then next time we can just double Grief them and hope their opponent has run out of things to do. So they can keep obviously using Hearse, but they need to get it to 2 power on their Darcy to even be able to attack with it. So it's not too scary just yet. Is there anything we can do here? I don't think so. I think we just have to pass the turn back. We could play this out, but I don't think that's going to do too much. Unfortunately, I think this Hearse is going to be the end of us this game. Very, very tough to beat it. Fortunately, when we're on the play, they can't get it in play quick enough. But on the draw, if they can answer the first creature, I think I definitely messed up. I should have used the Fury to answer the Death Shadow, but it wouldn't really work anyway because they made it a 6/6. Opponent goes and uses their Thoughtseize. Very aggressive here. And they are now on all the types. I don't think there's any way we can win from here, so we're just going to go ahead and concede. I don't want to really waste anyone's time. Like, what could we possibly draw at this point? They've got the Hearse. Unless they do something very, very bad, then there's just no way of doing anything. We're not hardcasting anything, so we're definitely not hardcasting. Not with our 14 lands deck, and we definitely want to go first. Come on, we could do a turn 1 Grief again. What have we got? Well, we got what we asked for, and double Riot Spikes if we really want to kill our opponent quickly. Sure, we'll go ahead and keep. So we'll go ahead and pay the 2 life. Grief, getting rid of. I think we're just going to go for one of the Riot Spikes. It's by far the weakest card in the deck. See what our opponent's got. Thoughtseize, Bolt, Thoughtseize, Hearse, and Mishra's Bauble. I guess we go for the Bolt and bring back our Grief. And what do we go for the second time though? I kind of want to just let them have the Thoughtseizers and then take the Bauble or the Hearse. I guess we just take the Hearse, right? That's got to be the right play. Yeah, I feel like taking the Hearse is going to be the right play here. And we'll pass the turn back to our opponent. There are loads of ways they can answer this Grief because it doesn't get the 1/1 counter like the other ways. So like the Faint Death gives it a counter, which puts it out of Unholy Heat range. Obviously this will die to pretty much anything in their deck. They're just going to go ahead and fetch Shock Thoughtseize. Straight away get their life total down. And I assume they'll take the Terminate here. They go for the Riot Spikes. They're scared of that early kill. It does add 2 power every time. Alright, so we'll go ahead and whack our opponent here for 3. And hope our opponent doesn't draw anything too relevant. We'll go ahead and play the Blood Crypt. I'm not even going to pretend to have something. I did consider when I originally built this deck of maybe trying out Death Shadow in this list, but I just wanted to go all in on the Grief and the Fury, so I decided not to, because then you have to play like Street Wraith and stuff, and it's just not what we're looking to do. We might as well play that, I think. No, that was a mistake in case we want to try and Grief again, but that's fine. Maybe we'll just cast this Fury. Opponent is down to 8, so they're going to have to find something soon. A Death Shadow will kill us pretty quickly, but this Grief will kill them quicker. Oh, they've got the Ragavan and the Death Shadow. Alright, hopefully we can find a way to answer this Death Shadow. Oh, we've drawn a Terminate. Could we really have got any luckier? What are we going to do here? I think we just terminate the Death Shadow and swing. Yeah. And thanks to Menace, they can't even interact with our Grief. You cannot block something with Menace with just a Ragavan. I think that's what they're trying to do here. There we go. As a Grixis player, they should know that. Grief is like super Grixis colors. Obviously it's mono black, but like I don't know, I feel like if that was in a Grixis deck, that would just fit perfectly. So what have they got? Black, red, black? What could this be? Is that like a Colligan's Command? That'd be brutal. It is a Colligan's Command, oh no. Opponent is just on 4 though, so maybe we can still close this out. I don't think we're going to be able to, but I'm going to remain optimistic. And they hit the dual face land, so that's not a problem. Oh, they are so close to being dead, and I think we're just going to die to this Death Shadow. Oh no, we are a red card away from being able to do anything here. That Colligan's Command was absolutely brutal. Alright, opponent, gonna swing us for 11. And they hit they hit another Shatter Skull Smashing, which again would have allowed us to Fury, but that's fine. Alright, then they're gonna Iteration. Opponent is top decked like an absolute champ this game. They've managed, and they got another Death Shadow. Oh, that is absolutely it. There is no way we can recover from that. We'll see what we draw just to see, and yeah, we'll play to our opponent. So there you have it, guys. The ultimate turn 1 scam deck is pretty awful. As I expected, you can't just win consistently off a turn 1 Fury or Grief. It will put you in a very, very good position, but it does not win the game. It will win some of your games, sure, but it definitely doesn't win all of them. So if you do get scammed by your opponent in your next game, just remember that it's a good advantage for them to have, but it probably doesn't win the game. It just puts you under a lot of pressure. You've still got Subtlety, you've still got Teferi to bounce it, or Fatal Push and Bolt and Tribal Flames, and there are tons of different ways you can deal with the threats. So I'm at least going to use this thought experiment as a way to be a little bit less salty when I get scammed by my opponent, and just remember the rest of the deck is still a deck. It's not just a Fury and Scam and Grief deck. But thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the content, please feel free to subscribe, like, comment, all of that good stuff. All of the support is really appreciated. Peace.